Hi, homeroom. I hope you and your wonderful families are doing well. Today is your next social emotional learning activity. Today we're going to write courage prompts, so a few writing prompts that have to do with courageousness. The first one is describe someone who is or was courageous. So from my perspective, the nurses and pharmacists, medical staff that are helping patients right now. The second prompt, you find a quote about courage or create your own. So this is from Maya Angelou, someone I feel was just a remarkable writer. Um, just her words, her heart in her prose and her poetry. I was very fortunate to be able to meet her when I worked at a bookstore in downtown Chicago. Just an amazing person. So this is her quote about courage. One isn't necessarily born with courage, but one is born with potential. Without courage, we cannot practice any other virtue with consistency. We can't be kind, true, merciful, generous, or honest. Third prompt, what types of jobs attract people who are courageous? So from my perspective, I feel that courageousness can sometimes equal sacrifice as well. All types of jobs have some sort of sacrifice. It could be something like a commute to a job. It could be working a certain job in order to provide for your family. And that sacrifice could come in a million different ways, right? It could be pay. It could be, the hours put in. So in my opinion, it's all jobs. Homeroom, if you have something similar in which you think, this job equals courage, write down a few examples, or you could also explain just why. Fourth prompt, what courageous thing can one do to make their community a better place? So in my perspective, I would say helping neighbors, speaking out, acting out. In other words, demonstrating just being a good neighbor to everybody. This could be feeding the homeless. This could be just saying good morning. Right? There's so many different ways that you can demonstrate just being a good person. The fifth one, describe 3 instances in which you were courageous. So for a time before pre-K, I had to go to a place called KinderCare. So, daycare for a certain age group of kids. And I just remember being terrified. So it was a totally, strange place, kids I didn't know. And I'll never forget my mom just walking away. I don't think I cried, but I think on the inside I was just absolutely terrified and I wanted to cry. And everything about it was unusual. Didn't know the kids, didn't know these smiling grown-ups, didn't know this juice I was drinking. I thought it tasted strange. So, so many different things about that first day of going to daycare, in which I felt like, okay, you're being courageous. Second of 3 examples, opening my eyes on a roller coaster. I remember when I went on a roller coaster, maybe 205 feet, I think, high at Cedar Point in Ohio, which is similar to our, Great America. I closed my eyes. And I think I walked off that roller coaster thinking I shouldn't have done that. I think I was more scared having my eyes closed than if I had to open them. Years later, I went on a roller coaster at the same park at Cedar Point, and it was almost twice as high. And the incline was, ridiculous. It was almost as steep down as it was up. So both ways on the roller coaster were terrifying. But I kept my eyes open, so I felt courageous that day, especially staring this hill down on the roller coaster, waiting in line for an hour. The third one, trust in friendships. Not trust as in I trust you, but trust in just giving my own effort, communicating in friendships, regardless of, that person moving, transferring schools when you're growing up. Just having trust in just enjoying that friendship and just putting in the effort, So many times I tell you, you get out of it what you put in, right? So same goes for relationships as well. And I think having that, sometimes equals courage. So that's it. So homeroom again, describe someone who is or was courageous. Find your own, create your own quote about courageousness or find one and type it up. What types of jobs attract people who are courageous? That's your third. Your fourth, what courageous thing can one do to make their community a better place? And the last one, describe 3 instances in which you were courageous. I can't wait to see what you came up with for these courageousness prompts, your courage prompts. I hope you're doing well. Look forward to catching up with you soon. Have a great day.